Very good morning, everyone, and welcome to your today's session. And today we had to apologies. There was a change in the Zoom link for today because the original link is today being used for another workshop. And thank you, everyone, for joining into this new link. And I request you all, if I could see all your beautiful faces, so please turn on your videos. Yes. So this Zoom ID that we are using right now, I believe it has like a time limit of 40 minutes or something like that. So I will try that we complete our session in time. In case there is something like ऐसा कुछ होगा तो just re-log in into the same link, ठीक है? So we all can do that. Great. Okay. So आप में से if any of you would like to share about कल की assignment जो आपने करी, yesterday's assignment, who remembers what yesterday's chapter was about? Yes, just unmute yourself. Yeah, share. What was our exercise of yesterday that we had to do? So yesterday's chapter was called Have a Magical Day. And आपको अपने दिन में जो भी काम करना था, you write down in the morning itself and you pay your gratitude for it having gone really well. So this was what yesterday's exercise was. आप में से किस-किसने अपने दिन को या अपने काम को you wrote down and you gave your gratitude for it? Yes, no. किस-किसने कल का assignment किया? नहीं किया, भूल गए, समझ में नहीं आया. Where? Okay, you did your assignment, Bhavesh. Very nice. Ahisha also did your assignment. Wonderful. And what was the thing for which you paid your gratitude? So that I know that you did your assignment.
For one thing, I did it while doing sweeping and mopping. I was helping my mother.
Okay.
So for that, and my mother told me to start the 7th standard books, like to start doing maths in it. That also I applied. It got over quickly, the 7th standard maths.
Wow, that's wonderful. Glad. Thank you for sharing, Aisha. Yes, okay. So for everybody, कोई ऐसा है जो अपने assignments नहीं कर रहा है and you're just coming to the session? Anybody like that on the call? Because then my only message to you would be that please do your assignments, because that is the secret, that is the key to have an abundance in, you know, the dream desired result that you want. Okay, wonderful. So now let's start with today's session. Aaj hamara, it's the day 15 of this journey. We have now officially stepped into the week 3 of the magic book. And today now, जैसे हमने initially, you know, जब हमारा day 0 था, तब भी हमने पढ़ा था that this book goes like, सबसे पहले it teaches us to do gratitude for what all we have been given, जो हमने आज तक प्राप्त किया है in the past. Then उसके बाद it talked about what all we are being given right now in the present, right? Like we did chapters like for the bills that you pay, for the health that you have right now, for the relationships, you know, your good relationships, for the people who contributed in your life, you give your gratitude to them. Whatever work you're doing right now, you give your gratitude to it. So till now we have done the exercises majorly which talked about giving our gratitude for what we have been given in the past and the present. And now here onwards, you know, from the last couple of chapters, we are now stepping into learning how to give gratitude for what we want our future to be like, or, you know, the things we want to cause in our future, or whatever your dreams are. अच्छा, अगर कभी किसी को कुछ मैं ऐसा बोलूं आपको ना समझ में आए, मुश्किल लगे, कुछ ऐसा हो, तो आप प्लीज यू कैन लेट मी नो एंड आई विल बी मोर देन हैप्पी उसको सिंपल भाषा में हम बात कर सकते हैं. सो आज का हमारा जो चैप्टर है, उस चैप्टर का नाम है मैजिकली हील योर रिलेशनशिप्स. तो जैसे हील योर रिलेशनशिप्स का नाम से ही आपको समझ में आ रहा होगा कि इट्स लाइक कुछ ऐसे दोस्त होते हैं, कुछ ऐसे रिलेटिव्स होते हैं, कुछ ऐसा होता है दैट you know, कुछ होते हैं जिनके साथ सब कुछ बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा होता है, बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स, बेस्ट पीपल, बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स, पेरेंट्स, भाई बहन, जो भी, जिनके साथ सब बहुत बढ़िया एंड यू जस्ट वांटेड टू गेट बेटर. एंड कुछ होते हैं जिनके साथ हो सकता है कभी कुछ झगड़ा हो गया हो या कभी कुछ ऐसा हो गया एंड यू नो यू कुड बी अपसेट और दे कुड बी अपसेट एंड it's not working the way you would want it to work. That relationship could be with your teacher, maybe you find some teacher of yours very irritating and you want to really fix that relationship. So whatever it may be, okay, so today's chapter is going to give you the access of how to magically heal your relationships. And as you hear the word healing, healing का नाम हम और भी जगहों पे सुनते हैं, जैसे for example कभी चोट लग जाए तो they say that oh, wounds heal and this heals and time heals, you may have heard words like that. मगर आज का chapter is going to give you a very logical, systematic way of healing your relationships. So let's start with today's session. We'll read it in English. And
ma'am, is it being streamed on YouTube?
no, this ID that I'm using right now, it doesn't allow me to live stream, so I'll have to upload it later. So that's why I'm recording it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So yeah, let's start with today's chapter, day 15, magically heal your relationships. Who would like to read? Please take your name.
Ahisha.
Yeah, Ahisha. Start reading.
Day 15. Magically heal your relationships. If you have a difficult or broken relationship, are suffering from a broken heart, or hold any resentment or blame toward another person for anything, you can change it through gratitude. Gratitude will magically improve any difficult relationship, whether that person is a husband or wife, brother or sister, son or daughter, partner, boss, business client, work colleague, mother or father-in-law, parent, friend or neighbor.
So yeah, this is like, it's telling you about difficult or broken relationships you could have with somebody. Maybe हो सकता है कोई आपका neighbor friend था, you were good friends, and maybe you got into a fight someday and you said, you know what, you're rude, you're mean, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. Yeah, recently a girl shared about her friend from school. She said she was a great friend until recently when she started saying things which she didn't like. And she was on the verge of breaking up the friendship. And something isn't working that way. Yeah, it could be आपकी किसी के साथ parking से related झगड़ा हो गया and you said भाड़ में जाते इससे तो बात नहीं करनी मुझे, and then you never even say hi to each other, or you hold a grudge against them, or you just dislike them for any reason it may be. Could be with your brother, could be with your aunt, uncle, friend, maybe some teacher, maybe it could be anybody, right? So today's chapter is going to give you the access to heal your relationship. Please continue.
When we are faced with a difficult relationship or a challenging situation in a relationship, in almost all cases, we are not in the least bit grateful for the other person. Instead, we are busy blaming the other person for the problems we have with them. And that means we don't have a shred of gratitude. Blame is never going to make a relationship better, and it's never going to make your life better. In fact, the more you blame, the worse the relationship gets and the worse your life gets.
Yeah, so this is how it works. See, if something doesn't go your way, say for example, you were expecting your friend to be there for you, maybe when you were going through a breakdown, and that person may have been occupied in something else or did not respond the way you would have wanted them to react or respond or be there for you, because of which you maybe started blaming them कि तू तो है ही घटिया इंसान, तू तो है ही घटिया दोस्त, मैंने तुझ पे फालतू पे इतना भरोसा किया, विश्वास किया, you're not worth it. ऐसा कुछ हुआ जिस वजह से you started, the relationship became challenging, you started questioning it became difficult. हो सकता है आप अपनी लाइफ में देखो ना, कुछ फ्रेंडशिप्स हो सकती है जो स्टार्टिंग में बहुत इजी गोइंग थी, बहुत मस्त थी, बहुत बढ़िया चल रही थी, एंड देन slowly maybe over a period of time or maybe something happened after which that relationship, it just got difficult, you know, to just be with it or to live in that kind. It just got difficult. So, and majority of the times, if a relationship doesn't work, we tend to blame the other person, right? अगर से फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपका आपकी मम्मी के साथ बहस हो गई, आपकी मम्मी ने आपको डांट दिया, तो आप ये थोड़ी ना बोलते हो कि मैंने ही कुछ गलती की होगी जिस वजह से ये ऐसे हो रहा है. यू नॉर्मली टेंड टू से मेरी मम्मी को तो बात करने की तमीज नहीं है, उन्होंने तो जितना भी कर दो ऐसे हैं वैसे हैं, यू नो, शी मे टेंड टू से समथिंग लाइक दैट. तो वन थिंग यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इज दैट हम जितना ज्यादा दूसरे व्यक्ति के बारे में ब्लेमिंग कर दे कि मुझे उससे ये प्रॉब्लम है, वो तो है ही ऐसी, इसको तो बात करने की तमीज नहीं, अरे मैं क्या, ये 10 लोगों से और पूछ लो, वो भी उसके बारे में वही बात करते हैं. You know, the more you complain, and you could even complain in a group. When you complain in a group, you think that what you're doing is right, but it's also complaining. Okay. And when you tend to that means obviously बात है ना, अब अगर complain कर रहे हो तो gratitude कहाँ से आएगा? They can't be in the same platter. So blame is never going to make a relationship better, and it's never going to make your life better. In fact, the more you blame, the worse the relationship gets and the worse your life gets. It doesn't matter to the other person. You'll think that, you know, उससे दूसरे व्यक्ति की लाइफ पे कुछ फर्क आएगा, कुछ जहर बनेगा, कुछ तड़का लगेगा. कुछ नहीं होता है ऐसा. आपको पता ही नहीं है. You know, very beautiful example my mother gave, which I think is I mean, whenever I think of it, it feels very profound and impactful. Is that relationships in your life is like, you know, जैसे आप अपने आप में as an individual, you could be like a tree, you know, like the stem of a tree, maybe, you know, couple of branches, that's who you are. But it's what your relationships are, which, you know, adds the leaves to the tree, adds the flowers to the tree, adds the fruits to the tree. उसी में आके चिड़िया आके बैठती हैं, you know, that's when the tree seems fulfilling, and you know, मजा भी आता है देखने में, and उसको हरा भरा खिला हुआ पेड़ कहते हैं. अगर सिर्फ एक डंडी खड़ी हुई है अकेले, तो उसको आप maybe you will not even, you know, pay much attention to it. So this is the role your relationships play. आपके जितने ज्यादा stronger relationships होंगे, जितना ज्यादा, उतना ही आपका life का हरा भरापन, and you know, this is an analogy, you may not get into it, but this is how it is. आप जितना ज्यादा blame करते हो, complain करते हो, आप अपनी life के अंदर की life खत्म कर रहे हो. Life का मतलब समझते हो? What do you think life means? It's saying the worse your life gets. What does the word life mean? Somebody look up on Google and let me know. What does the word life mean? Life. Yes, सबके पास I hope dictionary हो. So life, okay, I'll only open it.
The condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including the capacity for growth, reproduction, functional activity, and continual change preceding death.
Okay, yeah. So it's saying the worse your life gets. That means कि आपके जितने relationships कम होंगे या खराब होंगे, जितने difficult होंगे, उतनी ज्यादा आपकी क्या खराब होगी? आपकी वो condition आपके अंदर खराब हो जाएगी, जो आपको animals और plants को inorganic matter से अलग करती है. That means if you don't have your relationships, then you are nothing other than what your mobile phone is, or what your laptop is, or what this wall is. What makes you human or what makes you life is your condition that distinguishes you from any inorganic matter. कमाल की बात है ना, सोचो आप दीवार बन गए. Including the capacity for growth. Including the capacity for growth. That means if your relationships are not working, the worse your life gets. That means you are not growing anymore. You've become stagnant. You can't be reproducing, functional activity, and continual change preceding death. You know, कहते हैं ना, चलती का नाम life. Life keeps on flowing, and that's how it is. So किस-किसको आज तक पता था कि life का मतलब क्या होता है? I didn't know. Normally, I would think life means every single breath I'm taking. That's what I thought life meant. So आप में से किस-किसको पहले पता था life का मतलब क्या होता है? Before
In school, there was this funny thing which is like growth, reproduction, and all of that. That defines life.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, it's like when you take one word and you go and you look it up, you can really go and see that, oh, इस शब्द का ये मतलब है, जिसको मैं ऐसे चलते फिरते ही बोल देता हूँ कि अरे, you don't know my life, you don't know my story. हमें खुद तो पता नहीं है लाइफ का मतलब क्या होता है. So, you know, when we really stop and we look at what a particular word means, you know, you can really see, अच्छा, मैंने उसके साथ झगड़ा करा हुआ है या उसके साथ ग्रज होल्ड करा हुआ है, उसकी वजह से मेरी ग्रोथ पे रुकावट आएगा, या उसकी वजह से मैं एकदम निर्जीव इंसान बन जाऊंगा जो बिल्कुल एक इनऑर्गेनिक चल, लाइक ये टेबल जैसा या ये दीवार जैसा या एक ये वैसा बन जाऊंगा. अच्छा, इतना ज्यादा निर्दयी और ऐसे निर्जीव हो जाऊंगा. So that's the harm that you cause to yourself the more you blame others and other relationships. कभी सोचा था? सोचा था इस point of view से? Normally तो यही सोचते हैं ना कि मैं रूसा हुआ उसका तो उसको harm होगा. अवाल है. अवाल है ना. So today now you are going to get the access not for the other person but for you to be full of life. For you to be, you know, just oozing life out of you. So yeah, let's continue reading.
Whether it's a current relationship or a past relationship, if you harbor bad feelings towards another person, practicing gratitude will eliminate those feelings. Why would you want to remove your bad feelings about another person?
Yeah. Continue.
Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burnt. Gautam Buddha, 563 BCE to 483 BC, founder of Buddhism.
Yeah. So this is saying, I guess, okay, so 10, I'm sorry for my ungratitude, but okay, this ID that I'm using is not mine and it's saying that it will exhaust in 10 minutes. So we'll just guys re-log in into the same link. Okay. So it's saying that holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone. Okay, I'll stop myself. So first of all, thank you for the Zoom link. अभी वरना मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं होता और हम लोग WhatsApp कॉल पे मिल रहे होते. तो सबसे पहले thank you Zoom, thank you so much कि आप हमें फ्री में 40 मिनट दे रहे हो इस कॉल पे आने के लिए, एक दूसरे से बात करने के लिए. I'm really really grateful to you and I love you very much. Thank you so much. और ये जो ऊपर टाइम बॉम्बर की तरह 9, 8, 7, 6 मुझे दिख रहा है. It's fine. I love that too. ठीक है. So thank you Zoom. Thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you. So अब हम शुरू करते हैं. So इसके अंदर ये कह रहा है, you know, हो सकता है आपके किसी दोस्त ने ऐसे, sorry, हो सकता है आपके किसी दोस्त ने कभी आपके, you know, behind your back they said something which you really found disrespectful. And maybe they were not even close and they just went and they said something really mean about you. And you could say, you know what, you're really mean and I hate you and तू देख मैं तेरे साथ क्या करूंगा, तू तो है घटिया आदमी, I hate you so much, go to hell, never show me your face again, you rubbish, you this, you that, you know. Yes, no, कभी किसी ने ऐसे मनी अनुभव किया हो या ऐसा आपने हो सकता है इसका स्मॉलर वर्जन, इसका हायर वर्जन अनुभव किया अपनी लाइफ के अंदर. But you know, you even think, तू देखियो मैं मर जाऊंगा, मैं तेरे को जिंदगी में कभी माफ नहीं करूंगा. ये डायलॉग सुने आपने कभी? मोस्टली एडल्ट से बोलते हैं, तूने ऐसे किया, अब तू देखियो तेरे से जब तक मैं बदला नहीं लूंगा तेरे को मैंने माफ नहीं करना है. Yes, no, if you heard stuff like this, maybe in movies, maybe in real life, maybe you said it to somebody. Yeah. So and you know, when we say it, when we really say it and we say that, you know, I hate this person and I'm never going to talk to him again, and you have that bad feeling about that person, could be anger, could be hate, could be negativity, could be worry, fear, could be revenge, could be all of that, could be guilt कि यार shit उसने, मैंने उसके साथ बहुत बुरा किया, मैं तो हुई घटिया इंसान, मैंने ये घटिया हरकत कैसे कर दी, या उसने मेरे साथ ये घटिया हरकत कैसे कर दी, मैंने उस पर इतना विश्वास कैसे किया. आप कोई भी नेगेटिव फीलिंग ऐसे होल्ड ऑन टू करते हो तो वन थिंग, एंड हमें ना गलत फहमी सबसे बड़ी ये होती है कि मेरे अंदर वो गुस्सा है या मेरे अंदर वो नेगेटिविटी है तो उसका जलन या उसकी गंदगी उस दूसरे व्यक्ति तक पहुंचेगी. That is the biggest dilemma you can live in, because actually it's like मैं अगर जहर पी रही हूँ and I'm thinking that मैं नहीं पी रही हूँ, but like say for example so and so person जहर पी रहा है, say टीना जहर पी रही है and she's thinking that उस जहर का effect उसकी friend मीना पे होगा. That's stupidity, right? To think that if you are drinking the poison and somebody else will die. That's not how it works. Whoever is taking in that bad hatred, negativity, एक तरीके का वो पॉइजन ही है ना आपके लिए, आपकी हैप्पीनेस के लिए, आपके ड्रीम्स के लिए तो पॉइजन ही है वो. And so you are harming yourself. And like in this example that's given, that holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. So this is how it works. Okay? This is how the funda is. Please continue.
Bad feelings about another person burn your life, but gratitude will eliminate them. For example, if you have an ex-partner who is connected to you through your children and the relationship isn't good, look at your children's faces and realize that they wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for your ex-partner. Your children's lives are one of the most precious gifts you have. Look at your children and give thanks to your ex partner for their lives every single day, as well as bringing peace and harmony to the relationship through your example. You will be teaching your children the greatest tool for their life, gratitude.
Yeah. So this they're sharing for a marital couple who broke up. And you could see for yourself that, you know, अभी हम आगे चलते चलते आपको example बताएगा. So this is one of the examples. Say for example, if you split up and you had kids, so you can at least see कि अच्छा ठीक है, at least I have these beautiful children that, you know, जिनको देख के मुझे बहुत खुशी मिलती है, who are really a very defining and beautiful purpose of my life, and you could be grateful to that. So this is one of the reasons. Similarly, maybe you could look at your friendship with somebody, you know, maybe you had a great friend at one point of time. They may be in your life right now, या हो सकता है बिल्कुल you haven't spoken for years. Irrespective, there could be something that you could find to be grateful for. हो सकता है आप लोग इकट्ठे बहुत मस्ती करते थे, बहुत डांस करते थे, आप उन टाइम के लिए थैंक यू लिख सकते हो सकता है उनकी फ्रेंडशिप की वजह से आपने कुछ सीखा हो. Maybe you know you learned how to capture beautiful pictures because they taught them to you. So that way you can be grateful, and इस तरीके से you can find more and more things. अभी हम आगे और examples पढ़ेंगे. Please continue.
Or if you are suffering from a broken heart or grief due to a relationship having ended, you can use gratitude's magical power to transform your pain. Gratitude magically transforms emotional pain into healing and happiness faster than anything else. And the story of my parents is a perfect example of that. My mother and father fell in love with each other virtually at first sight. From the moment they met, they were truly grateful to be with each other, and they had the most beautiful marriage I had ever seen. When my father died, my mother understandably suffered from enormous grief. After months of suffering, she began to use gratitude's magical power, and despite her immense grief and pain, she looked for the things to be grateful for. She began with the past and recalled all the wonderful times of happiness she had received through the decades with my father.
Yeah. Continue.
She took the next big step and she looked for things to be grateful for in the future. One by one, she found them. She found or remembered things she had always wanted to do but didn't have time to do when my father was alive, and with This courageous step of gratitude, opportunities to fulfill her dreams magically poured in, and her life became rich with happiness again. The magical power of gratitude gave my mother a new life.
Yeah. So this is how it is. Like in this, she's sharing an example of her parents, and you know how they were so much in love, and you know, love at first sight and perfect for each other, ekdam dream couple. And then suddenly her father dies, and now the mother's on her own. And जायज सी बात है जब ऐसा कुछ होता है तो you know you tend to get upset and you feel sad and you feel oh God अब इसके बाद क्या and all of that. And then she's sharing that when her mother started to do the practice of gratitude, सबसे पहले like you know before anything else, उन्होंने अपने husband के साथ जो भी beautiful time spend करे in her whole lifetime, she started to list that down. And when she made the whole list, you know, she was overwhelmed with the wonderful times that she spent with him. And that gave her a sense of completion. See, when you do gratitude, it gives you a sense of completion. Okay, it's saying less than a minute, so I'll pause here. So I request you all, please log in again into the same Zoom ID. Okay, I'm going to stop this here and we're going to log in again right away and continue. Fine? Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Live you. See you.